what's up? It's Lightning RST here from the Baytopia SMP, and today we're going to be ranking the top 10 builds on the server. So let's just get into it.
Alright, coming in at number 10, we have Sam's Squid Farm. The reason this is at 10 for me is because, well, I really like all of the different shapes that this has, you know. It's just a really interesting shaped build. The sign out front that says Squid Farm really adds a lot to it, even though it's not a crazy big touch, you know. Sam, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I think all the different roof lines and structural parts of it just really increases the depth and makes it look like pop out more. Although it's not surrounded by much, it looks like it's important, like it has a good meaning to it.
On the back there is the ink sac pixel art. It's pretty nice.
Alright, let's just go to the next one. Alright, heading over to the 9th build on this list, we got the Baytopia Museum. The sheer size of this thing and all the little details that can come into it are just crazy. And even with all the steps and anvils and the roof details, like just sheer size of this with all the window details. And yeah,
Like you said, you know, the size really makes it stand out. And I think what I really like about this build is the window design. Like there's a lot of windows, a lot of light can enter, and the shape, the framing of the windows look really nice.
Yo,
What happened?
I am suffocating.
And this is like the staple of the Baytopia area. So yeah.
Very true, very true. I think the fact that it's so big kind of just stands out to everyone that this is important, and even that bee on the front, just to give it a little bit more detail, and it's a nice design for it.
Alright, so coming in at number 8, we have the Happy Guest Home. So this is number 8 because, well, I mean, if you could see, it's literally a floating build, and it's, hung by these balloons that we have up here. And not only the balloons, but the Happy Gas inside. As you can see, there's, stained glass for each different color of Happy Gas, and you could see them peeking through the window. So I think that's a really good, nice touch, and I mean overall it's just a nice looking build.
It's also the only build on the realm, or the only building is floating. I mean, you have the hot air balloons, but those aren't homes, and this is an actual functioning house. I mean, not for us, but still, it's a good idea, especially for the new Happy Gas. Like when they first came out, this was the first thing they thought. It's just a great idea and great design. For the 7th build on this list, we have Mage's Tavern. It's got great details with this, whatever this thing is, and many roof designs. I mean, even the interior. I know we're not judging based off interior, but this thing is just a masterclass with tons of chandeliers and stairs, and everything just looks great in here. And I think it adds a little bit more to the build.
Not only that, but there is also an outdoor seating, as you can see. So it really gives a lot of life to the build, and it gives this build, its true purpose of being a tavern.
Even little things coming down to sea pickles and flower pots to design like cups on the table. It's just, he really thought about everything here.
Alright, coming in at number 6, we have Lover's Brew. So yeah, this is kind of like Mage's Tavern, except this is a little more, I guess, simple, but definitely not in a bad way, because as you could see, there's a lot of aspects to the build. There's a lot of details, tons of details, and I think what makes this build higher than the rest is, well, the roof. I mean, the color, it's very interesting, but in the best way possible. Like, it's very different from basically anything that you see, and I think it just makes this build stand out way more than any other build.
Yeah, I mean, with concrete powder, concrete, and warped planks of all things to add to the roof, I think it makes good shading and detail in it. And also, although every single one of these windows are the same, or relatively the same, it's just such a good design that I think using it multiple times isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just creates consistency.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see the problem with repeating something if you're repeating something that looks good,
Exactly.
Also, the balcony is nice.
At the 5th best build for the Baytopia SMP, we have my wood shop, also known as Lightning's Lumber Slumber. We have Tons of little logs, basically a cozy little log cabin here with a great design for the walls here using spruce stairs and deep slate as windows and lanterns hanging down everywhere with a balcony on the side just to add for more depth. I think it's really really unique the way it's structured.
Yeah, the color, the block palette is like perfect here. I mean, the deep slate tile for the roof matches really well with, the spruce and oak logs. With the cobblestone base, I think it all just ties in really well. But also, another thing I really like is the texture for the walls. There's staircases as the walls, which, give it some depth. But another thing is, as you can see, there's logs like overlapping each other. It kind of reminds me of like Lincoln logs, if
Yeah,
anyone's ever used
yeah, I know what you're
those.
talking about.
Yeah, but it really just makes it feel like an actual cabin.
Also, if you come around to the side over here, I think the chimney it just really blends in well with this staircase logs. Like you can kind of see pieces of the chimney peeping through, almost like it's actually inside of it, which I think is just a great touch. Along with the stone bricks is kind of like chipped pieces of it. I don't know, it just looks great.
Yeah. All right, for our fourth best build on the server, we have the casino. This is not only a great looking build, but is also a main attraction for new and old players. But yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of interesting blocks here. You have the stripped cherry logs, and you also got the amethyst on either side. It really makes it pop out, and obviously the lettering just looks really nice. It's definitely one of the most memorable things on the server.
Also, I think the main colors being sandstone and sand is just really interesting because, like, most builds you see will use, wood and other colors as the main thing. And, this does have pillars of dark oak stripped logs, but it's just the contrast between sand, dark oak stripped logs, stripped cherry logs, quartz, and then amethyst. Like, it just really makes everything pop out. And the consistent window design of just these arches and overhangs almost seems like a hotel with all this gambling going on. It's a great build. All right, so coming in at the third best build for the Baytopia SMP, we have the Colosseum. This is where most of the fights take place, even with the inside having trees, slightly damaged, of course, but and rivers and just farm animals running around, rocks, just everything. Even the seating areas where you're watching from, it's greatly built. It looks very smooth the way it's paved inside and out. It's just what a wonderful build.
This is the PvP area we used for the Olympics, actually, and as you already know, it looks really good. Obviously the circular design and places to view the fights. It just all connects really well.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so coming in at the number 2 spot, we have Mage's Ship. As you can see, this is massive compared to Sam. So, I mean, just the size alone, like this takes up a lot of space. So, when you're going over this water, you're always going to see this. But not only is it big, it's like beautifully built. Like you can see all of the details in the sails, there's fences used as string to like tie everything together. And I mean, obviously the shape of the boat is it's perfect.
Although there isn't too many specific details going on, the color palette is just great with dark oak and spruce, oak, even birch in this build. It's just all coming together, as well as he has 3 different decks, one being flooded just as a little lore, one being flooded just as a little lore, and then ladders going up for the sails. It's just, jeez, even barrels as the stumps of the masts. Alright, so for the number 1 best build on the Baytopia server, we have Modelo's house. I mean, this thing is, like, what doesn't it have? Even being on this hill with the wonderful roof line, birch and diorite being the walls with deep slate contrast. I mean, even the spruce connects with it. There's grass and dirt for planters. The windows are even great. It's like, What doesn't this have?
Yeah, another thing that makes this build just the best is how intricate it is and how much detail was put into this. As you can see, there's multiple balconies. There's like a watchtower looking thing, which is super interesting. It looks really nice. There's a chimney. There's really like everything that a Minecraft house needs. There's just like I don't know. I can't say one bad thing about this build.
And speaking of the chimney, I mean, have you ever seen a chimney that has 3 different levels to it? I mean, this thing has diorite mixed in with campfires and trap doors just to make his chimney. Like, this thing is just like, what doesn't
Yeah,
it have?
yeah. There's just a ton of detail. But yeah, those were our top 10. You can let us know if you disagree or if you do agree. But yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one.